Welcome, basketball fans. Tonight, we dive into the story of a player whose name may not always dominate the headlines, but whose presence echoes with quiet power. A player who represents resilience, consistency, and a relentless belief in herself. This is the story of Aaliyah Nye, a player whose journey through the highs and lows of college basketball defines what it truly means to stay committed to your dream. In a world that glorifies overnight success, Aaliyah's story reminds us that greatness is not built overnight. It's forged through patience, persistence, and faith. From the moment Aaliyah first picked up a basketball, it was clear that she had a spark. Growing up, the game was more than just something to do. It was her language, her rhythm, her way of expressing everything she felt. There was something beautiful about how she played, even at a young age, smooth, deliberate, confident. She was the type of player who didn't need to talk about her skills. She let her game speak for her. In high school, Aaliyah began to rise as one of those players coaches love, disciplined, intelligent, and relentless. She had that rare combination of humility and hunger. Her shot was pure, her form was textbook, and her understanding of the game went beyond her years. Every day after school, when the gym was empty and the lights were dim, she would stay behind, putting up shots until her arms burned. The sound of the basketball hitting the floor and the swoosh of the net became her soundtrack, a rhythm she carried with her into every new challenge. When the opportunity came to play college basketball, Aaliyah stepped into a world where talent is everywhere and competition is fierce. She knew that success wouldn't be handed to her. She would have to fight for it. And that's exactly what she did. At Illinois, she quickly proved she belonged. She wasn't flashy. She wasn't loud. But she was efficient. Every time she stepped on the court, she brought balance, confidence, and control. She had that kind of game that coaches trusted, the kind of presence that teammates leaned on when things got tough. Aaliyah Nye could change the rhythm of a game with her composure. When the pace got chaotic, she slowed it down. When her team needed a bucket, she found a way. And when the pressure mounted, she never looked rattled. That calmness, that steady demeanor, became her trademark. But like all great stories, Aaliyah's journey wasn't without struggle. Injuries, setbacks, and self-doubt tested her along the way. There were days when the grind felt endless, when the body was tired and the mind was heavy. Days when shots didn't fall and critics questioned her role. But what separates Aaliyah Nye from so many others is that she never let adversity define her. Instead, she let it refine her. Each obstacle became fuel. Every challenge was a lesson. She learned that success isn't about always being the star. It's about being consistent, dependable, and ready. She learned that leadership isn't always loud. Sometimes it's found in how you carry yourself, in the quiet example you set every day. Through every tough practice and hard-fought game, Aaliyah grew not only as a player, but as a person. When she transferred to Alabama, she found herself in a new environment, surrounded by fresh faces, a new system, and new expectations. For many athletes, that kind of change can be overwhelming. But for Aaliyah, it was an opportunity to evolve. She brought with her the same work ethic that had carried her through every chapter of her career. In Alabama Crimson, she found her rhythm again. The same smooth shooting stroke, the same fierce focus, and the same unshakable calm. She became a vital part of the Crimson Tide's identity, a stabilizing force who could shoot the lights out and defend with intensity. Her presence was felt not just through her points, but through her poise. She reminded her teammates that pressure is a privilege, that big moments are earned through small, unseen sacrifices. And she lived that truth every single day. What makes Aaliyah Nye's story so inspiring isn't just the stats she's put up or the games she's won. It's her mindset. It's how she approaches the game with gratitude. How she stays grounded, no matter the spotlight. She's the kind of player who understands that basketball is a gift, one that requires care, humility, and love. She's the kind of player who never forgets where she came from, even as she pushes toward where she's going. Her faith plays a big role in that. Through the ups and downs, Aaliyah's belief in God and in herself has remained constant. It's that quiet strength that carries her when the lights dim and the noise fades. When the cameras aren't rolling, she's still putting in the work, still perfecting her craft, still chasing improvement, still reminding herself why she started. Because for Aaliyah Nye, basketball isn't just about wins and losses, it's about purpose. Every game is a reflection of everything she's poured into the process. Every jump shot, every defensive stop, every moment of composure is proof that she belongs. And even when the road hasn't been easy, she's never stopped believing that her story is still unfolding, that the best is yet to come. As she continues her college career, she's become a role model for young girls who dream of playing the game. She shows them that it's not always about being the flashiest player on the court. Sometimes it's about being the most consistent, the most disciplined, the most reliable. She shows them that you don't need to shout to be heard. You just need to let your actions do the talking. And that's what Aaliyah Nye does. She leads by example. She carries herself with quiet confidence and undeniable grace. Every time she steps on the floor, she's a reminder that success is about staying true to who you are, even when the world tries to rush you. She's proof that character counts just as much as talent, and when you have both, the sky's the limit. Fans who followed her journey see more than a basketball player. They see a story of perseverance. They see someone who's faced challenges head-on and kept pushing forward. They see the beauty of a work in progress, someone who continues to evolve, refine, and rise. And in that evolution lies her greatness. As the seasons continue and the competition gets tougher, Aaliyah Nye stands at the heart of it all, a steady hand, a confident shooter, and a symbol of what happens when talent meets tenacity. Whether it's a clutch three-pointer, a calm defensive stop, or a huddle moment where her voice steadies her team, she's always there, grounded, ready, unshaken. Because at her core, Aaliyah Nye is more than an athlete. She's a fighter. She's a believer. She's a reflection of every athlete who's ever been told they weren't enough, and every person who's ever had to start over and rebuild. She's proof that sometimes strength doesn't roar. Sometimes it whispers, and that whisper carries more power than anyone realizes. So as she continues to wear that Alabama jersey with pride, she's not just chasing wins, she's building a legacy. One built on faith, focus, and fortitude. And for those watching her journey, it's impossible not to be inspired. Because Aaliyah Nye's story reminds us that every step, every struggle, every silent night in the gym matters. It all adds up to something beautiful, something lasting. This is Aaliyah Nye, the quiet storm, the sharpshooter, the steady heartbeat of her team. A player who's writing her story one game at a time, with courage, humility, and grace. Her journey is still being written, but one thing is certain. Her impact will be felt long after the final buzzer sounds. Thank you for watching and joining us in celebrating the incredible journey of Aaliyah Nye. If her story inspired you, if it reminded you of the power of patience, belief, and relentless dedication, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow fans, and subscribe so you never miss another story like this. Because basketball isn't just about the highlight reels, it's about the people who pour their hearts into the game. And Aaliyah Nye is one of those rare few who remind us exactly why we love it.